Welcome back to another video with Neat, guys. So today I just did a perfect natural beats with a white liner and some lipstick. Let's get into this video, guys. I wanted to put all of the good makeup together and see what it come out to be. So let's get into these perfect brows, baby. I took my time on this video. So I got a little cold, y'all. Please forgive me. I'm a little under the weather. But I still pushed myself today to do this video. So I'm hoping I feel better really, really soon, guys. I feel so exhausted and just so tired. Nose keep running. I just feel terrible. And I'm the only one in the house sick. So keep me in prayers. So let's get into this makeup. And while we get into this makeup, y'all, I don't got to explain it because we done been here before, okay? And I got a nice little angle so you can see everything that I'm doing. Let's get into this video about Reesateesa. So guys, when I watched this series, this 50-part series of why the F, I'm sorry guys, who the F that I married, my jaw hit the floor. I felt so many emotions watching this 50-part series. I felt like I put myself in her shoes. That was the first mistake I made. I put myself in her shoes like, what if this was me? I felt her pain. I also felt his pain. And I'm going to tell you why I felt his pain. I felt his pain because the man is mentally ill. It's not about a pathological liar. It's about mental illness. And people don't notice it and don't talk about it enough. That man was mentally ill. So let me start with him. First, I'm going to say, okay, he came in buying her a brand new tire. On the first date, her tire blew out. Like she said, she should have ran in. But she didn't. He paid for her tire. Bought her a brand new tire. That was so nice. Then after that, they went on a couple more dates. And then after that, it was the lockdown. So they had to see if they was going to lock down at his studio apartment or her house. Now, my question is, did she ever see the studio apartment? Did she ever see it? She never stated that she saw it. I don't think that she seen it. I don't think that he even had a studio apartment. That's just my opinion. I don't think he had it. I don't think he had one. I don't think he had like a place to stay where he was paying his bills. I'm just going to say that. So they decided to quarantine at her house. They decided to be on lockdown at her house. At her beautiful whole house, because she had a whole house. So they decided to lock down there. Now, she said that when he came in, the minute she met him and they locked down together, she never had to pay any bills. Her money was her money. He paid the bills, all the bills, the household bills every single month. The only thing she had to do was, take care of her car. But everything else, he paid like clockwork every single month. Okay, so he was doing that and he didn't lie about paying those bills. He paid those bills, okay? So with dealing with mental illness, sometimes they go in and out. So sometimes they're their regular self and sometimes they have episodes. Every month when he was paying those bills, he was his regular self. Whenever he was lying, talking on the phone to nobody, they were episodes, okay? Now, She said that they were engaged. He proposed to her. It wasn't a nice proposal. It was just like, here you go your ring, here you go the ring, whatever the case may be. And they were supposed to get married. Now they're engaged. She never met any family at all. Now, he was supposed to have, I think, 2 brothers on his father's side. And on his mother's side, he was supposed to have 2 sisters and a brother. Or 2 sisters, 2 brothers. Something. I don't know. I'm sure y'all watched it, but you know what I'm saying. Because she went viral telling her 50-part series. So, she never met the sister. She never met neither one of the sisters. She never met anybody. His mother and father was deceased. But she never met the siblings. She said she ended up meeting one aunt. She did meet his aunt, who later on in the story not being her aunt. It was the mom's best friend. So even that was a lie. He told her he was going to buy her a brand new car. They went to the car dealership and they test drove over 25 cars. And he was supposed to be buying her this lavish car. That never happened. They went to go see houses, picked houses, beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous houses that they never moved into. So I feel like that. So this is what I feel. I feel like that the real him, okay, so let's just say he's sane, okay? He's mentally sane. I think that every time that he took her to go test drive cars and go to see houses and stuff like that, is that these are the things that he really genuinely wanted to do for her. These are the things that he really genuinely wanted to do for her. And when he went to go do those things, he found out that he didn't have the money to do those things in his sane mind. And when he went back to our episode, he thought he had all of this money. So I think that he really, really genuinely thought that he had so much money. Now, he was supposed to have an offshore account, a savings account, a checkings account. He showed her his balance on his savings and his balance on his checking, but he wouldn't show her the offshore account. He was supposed to show her the offshore account, but he never showed her the offshore account. When they was trying to get the house, the man was saying, show me proof that you have the money for the sale of the house. And, we can sign off on the house. And he like, no, I want to sign off on the house first. And then I'll show you, proof that I have the money. And the realtor was like, we not doing that. I can't do it. I don't want to do business with you no more. They were sick of him because they had seen over 20-something houses. They was over 20-something houses and not purchased one. So I'm thinking that he really genuinely wanted to do these things, but he didn't have the funds to do these things. If he was all the way 100% sane, he would have sat down and told her that I want us to come up together and I want us to be able to get houses and cars and I just want us to ride off into the sunset. But because he's mentally ill, he was not able to say those things. You have to understand mental illness and schizophrenia and all of that. Now, she said every morning that they got ready for work, she said he left out for work at 6:15 every single morning. And while they were getting ready for work, he would talk to his brother every single morning. His brother worked night shift. He got off in the morning. He would talk to his brother in the morning time on his way home and while he was getting himself ready for work. Every morning for 30 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes, he would be on the phone with his brother, telling her, saying, Reesa, my brother said, hey. And she said, hey, brother, how you feeling today? And they gave messages back and forth, and he was on the phone with his brother every single day for 40 minutes. Every single day, he was on the phone with his brother, like clockwork. He even talked to his brother from Baltimore that he had a brother in Baltimore that he talked to. He talked to his sister on the phone. She had a husband, 2 children, a house, and her name was Shantae. Okay? They was even supposed to be going to a cookout at Shantae's house. And while they're driving to Shantae's house, he gets a phone call, says something came up. She had to cancel the barbecue. So they just end up going out to eat, doing something else, and they said they will see Shantae another time. Okay? So, he also had a previous wife that he was married to before her. And it was just crazy, y'all. It was just crazy. I ain't trying to rehash the whole entire thing because there was a lot of details in it. But all I'm going to say is that the man was sick. At the end of her video, she said, he never loved me. He never wanted to marry me. I really don't believe that. I do not believe that. I believe that he did love her. I believe that he did want to marry her. And I believe that if he came in her life to leech off of her, he wouldn't have paid her bills every month. That's just how I feel. I felt like he wouldn't have paid her bills every month if he came to use her. He did not come in to use her. She did not buy him any cars. She did not buy him any houses. So I don't think that she was really, really used. I think she was just lied to and mentally abused from the lies. Because he never put his hands on her. He never hit her. He never hurt her. Even when she told him, I will beat you like the bee you is. He still never put his hands on her. He never hit her. So he definitely wasn't physically abusive, which was good because when you go in and out of episodes and you're mentally ill, you can really, really hurt somebody. So I thank God that he never put his hands on it and he never hurt her. And she can tell her story. However, I know it was kind of creepy because it creeped me out, just from the lies by itself. And then now you got to think about this, guys. In between the lies, right? In between the lies and in between selling her dreams, telling her she going on a trip to Paris and all those other things. In between the lies, you have to realize they was making love. They was dating. They was having intimate time. They was watching TV. They were talking. She was telling her life story. He was telling his. I honestly believe, too, that all the people that he named and said that was his brothers, his sisters, and stuff like that, I believe that it was some damage done there. Because some things, when you mentally ill, are triggers. And if she's talking about her siblings, and then, he want to talk about, it might trigger him to talk about his siblings. And it might, want to make his life seem bigger than what it really is. Even though his life is not that really big, because he was sort of be a VP at a company, and come to find out he was only a stocker, and like he was stocking, and he was a forklift driver. So I think he just wanted to make his life seem bigger than what it was, and he was trying to keep up with her because she was in like class A and he was kind of probably like class C. But if he was paying her bills every month, he had enough to pay his own bills. But if he's not mentally stable and he have nobody in his life to help him do those things because he's sick, then he won't do it. And people that's mentally ill is known to like give away all their money. Like they'll give away all their money. They'll do this and they'll do that for people, and they'll have nothing for themselves. I've seen it in my own circle, in my own family. I've seen mental illness people give away money and stuff like that, like it was nothing, in and out of episodes. So, all right, so later on, some time go by and everything, and he told her that he was very close with his last wife, 2 kids. He was really, really close with them, and he want to keep them in his life. That was like his children and everything. And so she was like, okay. So he would even talk to them on the phone sometimes. And while Reesateesa was at work, she got a phone call from him, and he was hysterical and stuff, and he was saying that his stepdaughter just died from COVID, and that he needed $2,000 to help put her away. And she said, okay, wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to help you to put her away. Now, Reesateesa ain't want to see no receipts. She ain't go to the funeral. She ain't see obituary. I'm naming all of this stuff because, it might be something a little wrong on her end too as well. And I just got to keep it real, you guys. You ain't even see obituary. How was the funeral, babe? You ain't see nothing, okay? So that was that. Then his grandmother died. Sudden death from COVID. You ain't go to his grandmother's funeral. You ain't see his grandmother obituary. Like, you ain't see none of that. You ain't see no obituaries. And you ain't asked for no obituaries. That was crazy to me. Because it seemed like she was a little mentally off as well. And I ain't trying to throw no shade. I'm just being real. Now, he is boohooing, crying, bawling tears because his grandmother died. Grandmother passed away. Died, okay? From COVID. Just sudden death, gone. And he bawling in tears, and of course she caressing him and she there for him and everything, during his grief. And it was just, it was a sad situation. It was really, really sad. I'm just thinking, like, if that was my man, his grandmother just died, I'm sitting there with him. Oh, my goodness. Like, me as a woman, I would have been like, baby, come on, let's get up. Let's go to your family. You need to be around family at a time like this. Everybody need to come together. I'm very family-oriented. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Where do they live at? Let's go. Let's take that drive. I'm going to take a leave from my work, and we're going to get you up there with your family because you need to be around your family right now. That's just how I would carry it. Okay? So now, let's get to the part when... let me see, what part do I want to go to next? So now, she want to know... She want to know what's going on because it's a lot of stuff going on that she not really understanding. It's some things that's not really adding up. It's not adding up like that. So she goes down to the court, files some paperwork, and she end up finding out the information to the first wife. So she calls the first wife. I'm Reesateesa, I'm what was his name? Legion. I'm Legion's wife. I know you're his ex-wife. I ain't coming to bring you no trouble. I'm coming to you woman. What is going on? She like, just know that everything he told you is a lie. Don't believe nothing he said, And they had their little conversation, whatever. She said, well, let me ask you, how is your daughter doing? Now, remember, y'all, she just died from COVID because she gave him $2,000 to help put her away. She said, my daughter's fine. My kids are doing fine. They're well. She said, Rob, what did he say about her? And she said, I really couldn't tell her that man said that her daughter died from COVID. So I just said, he just said she came down with COVID. She caught COVID, might have caught COVID or something. And she kind of brushed it off. After he took her $2,000, I don't know what he did with the $2,000, but he might have took the $2,000 and paid the bills. Because Because he lost his job, so he might have took that money and paid those bills, okay? So that's what I'm thinking that he probably used that $2,000 for. So she couldn't believe it. She was like, wow, her jaw hit the floor. She like, oh my goodness, he is lying to me. He is lying to me. Now, mind you guys, his mother and his father died or whatever. And so he ended up taking her to the cemetery where his mother and father passed at, and they was buried together. He ended up taking her to the cemetery to see. The family name was on it, on the tombstone, on the headstone or whatever. No dates, just a name. Took her to the church where her mother and father supposed to have started a church when they moved back to the place where they was living at. And I forgot how she got in touch with the cousin. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot how she got in touch with the cousin. But she ended up talking to the cousin, and the cousin ended up telling her, he only got 2 brothers. She like, what? He don't have no brother in Baltimore? She like, what? A brother in Baltimore? He ain't got no brother in Baltimore. He have 2 brothers. He have a twin and an older brother. And she was like, well, what about his 2 sisters, Shantae and Kim? She said, Shantae and Kim? She was like, he ain't got no sister. Who the hell is Shantae? Kim is my daughter. She's his cousin. But they ain't talked in over 20 years. So she ended up finding out that the grandmother died in 2008. The grandmother did not just die from COVID. She died in 2008. And then the uncle that he be talking to on the phone that said he shouldn't show his bank accounts, he died in 2016. Then a cousin that he used to talk about ended up dying, Junebug, ended up dying years and years and years ago. And he even used to talk to him on the phone. So what I'm going to say about this, guys, about the conversations on the phone with all the people that he was talking to on the phone, Junebug that was dead for decades, the uncle that had been dead for over 6 years, everybody that he was talking to that was deceased, and he was on the phone with them. He was never on the phone with them. They've been dead, guys. They've been dead. So he was on the phone. He was talking. He was talking on the phone. And he said he was talking to them. Now, mental illness, she said nobody was on the phone. He was talking on the phone and nobody was on the phone. He was talking to nobody. Now, in real time, when we on the outside looking in, we is going to say he was talking to nobody. Nobody wasn't on that phone. Now, in and out of an episode, baby, he was having a whole conversation. So in his head, he was really talking on the phone. He was talking on the phone to somebody and they were talking back to him. Because remember, guys, he's sick. So when he was having these conversations, they were real to him. They were really real conversations to him. Now, I think the people that he was talking to on the phone that was deceased, I think that there's some damage there. Because when you're talking to these people on the phone and they really not here in real time and they passed away, there might be people that was very close to him that he lost, that damaged him and caused him to become schizophrenia. It did some mental damage by losing those people. Everybody can't handle death. So even though we think that he was on the phone talking to no one, he was on the phone. And he was talking to somebody. He really was. He was talking to somebody. He was having a whole conversation. He was laughing and giggling and having a good time. And he really was. He really was having a good time. And he really was talking to somebody because he heard them talking. He did. He's sick. He heard all of that. Yes, he did. And then she said, she also said she was at work one day and he said a guy came to their house in a black truck asking for her. And got the neighbor to pull out her camera to see if she ever seen a black truck pull up into her driveway. And the neighbor said no, she never seen anybody come to her house. Now, on Legion's defense and his mental illness, somebody came to that house. He opened the door. He was talking to them. He closed the door back. Then he called her. In his mind and in his eyes, he saw somebody come to that door. Yes, he did. He saw it. Look up schizophrenia. Look up everything about it, and you will see. They see things that we do not see. Somebody that I know that was sick saying somebody jumping out of my window. And in his mind, somebody really jumped out of my window, and nobody was in my house. He also thought somebody put a nail in my tire, even though I rode over a nail on the highway. In his mind, somebody put that nail in my tire. When they are sick, guys, they don't know what's real and what's not. They don't. They don't know what's real and what's not. And I'm not trying to be like, feel like I'm trying to be like on a, on his side and everything, because I would have felt some type of way too if that was me being lied to like that. But I have to think of it of a mental standpoint of you being mentally ill, because it's really out here and nobody wants to see that. Everybody see and hear what they want to hear, but don't nobody really see and hear the truth. And the truth is that man is sick and that man needed some help. And I'm gonna be done with this because it's just too much to really get into. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: when he came to her house and she ended up getting him arrested, which is I don't even know why. Why you get him arrested? Because he lied? Because he never hurt you. He never put his hands on you. He did lie about buying you a house and buying you a car and buying you some things, but he never hurt you. He never hurt you, and all he did was pay your bills. He was a liar, but he was sick, and he paid your bills, and he never hurt you ever. Even when you told him you would beat him like the bitch he is, he never hit you. He never put his hands on you, so you got him locked up because you didn't want him coming back to your house because you feared for your life. I don't know why you feared for your life, because he never ever hit you. He never hurt you, and you didn't even fear for your life when he came to the place to sign the papers for the divorce. So I don't even know why you feared for your life, because you didn't fear for your life the day that you met him and gave him money for chicken nuggets. But I'm going to sip my tea on that part. Another thing, too, she kept all his belongings that he left in the house, his Invicta watches, everything. She kept all his stuff. She should have gave that man his stuff. She should have gave that man his stuff. I don't care. You should have put it in his car. The aunt that you said that you met, you should have took all his stuff and gave her, packed it up and took it over there to that woman's house so he could get his stuff. That was wrong. Because he didn't take anything from you. He just didn't take you to the trip, buy you a car, and buy you a house, but he paid your bills every month. You shouldn't have kept his stuff. You shouldn't have. You didn't want it. You donated his stuff to a domestic violence shelter. Why? You wasn't into a domestic violence situation. The man was sick and he was lying to you. He never hurt you. You should have gave him his stuff back. That was wrong, and that was raunchy. And the lady came out, the police came out, and she said, clearly he's having an episode. And when she said that, I said, oh my God, thank you, God. Thank you, God, for confirming that this man is sick. She like, he's a pathological liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. He's a liar. Baby, he's sick. He's not a liar. He's sick, honey. He need help. He need to be on medication. The man is ill. He's sick. The man wasn't eating. Not only was his leg messed up, the man is mentally ill. When you mentally ill, everybody don't eat. Some people stop talking. They stop doing everything. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I'm doing too much now. Baby, Reesateesa went viral, and then Legion got on there, and he had something to say. He said, stop lying. You cheated. Baby, I don't know what's the truth. The internet is one big lie. Let me say that. The internet is just one big lie. That if it was true, that man was sick, that man needed some help. That man needed to be on his medication. She said he went all the way from a 3X all the way down to a large. Well, baby, he's on TikTok and he's all the way back up to a 3X. He might be a 4X now. He's back to his regular size. He's no longer withering away now. He's back where his original size was. Thanks, guys, for watching this video. Comment down below and let me know what you feel about the Reesateesa 50-part series. Okay? Let me know how y'all like this makeup. Baby, because I can go on and on about this story, okay? I can go on and on about this story. Let me just say one last part, guys. She finally talked to the brother that he talked to every single morning. And the brother said, he wasn't talking to me on the phone. I haven't talked to him in years. I haven't talked to my brother in years. You know, and the family went on to say how he'd been lying since he was a kid. No, he's been sick since he's been a kid. He haven't been lying since he's been a kid. He's been sick since he's been a kid. And but because it go unnoticed in the black community, we don't get no help. We have to slide, skate, ride, and fly through life without help. When we really, really need help mentally. So that was a mess. And she said this man had nobody in his family, nobody in the world that gave a damn about him. They didn't care if he was dead, alive. It's sad. The man was sick. And nobody cared. And his mother and dad wasn't no longer here. If his mother was here, she probably would have been taking care of her son, making sure he was okay. Because this is a cruel, cruel world. And that man was sick. And out of all the things that she went through with this man, the most thing that messed her up the most is that she didn't get her car, she didn't get her house, and that she didn't go on her trip. That was the main thing that really messed her up about him. And that the family members wasn't real, but I don't even think that was top on her list. I don't think it was top on her list. But like I said, the man didn't hurt her. He didn't never put his hands on her. He didn't never hit her. All he did was pay her bills. And yeah, he was lying through his mental illness because he was sick. So he wasn't lying since he was a kid. He's been sick since he's been a kid. And he got no help. And that's all I'm going to say about that. That's my take on it. That's how I feel. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Reesateesa, I'm glad you got out of the situation of the pathological liar. In your words and my words, I'm going to say he was a mental patient. He definitely was mentally ill, definitely needed to be checked into a hospital. And when he did get checked into a hospital for the 2 weeks, I don't think he checked himself into a hospital. I think he went mentally insane. Something happened and somebody called the police and they checked him into a hospital. That's how I feel about that. I don't think he checked himself in because he didn't have nowhere to go. He was tired of sleeping in his car. Nope. I don't think that was none of it. I think somebody called the police, probably seeing him doing things that he wasn't supposed to do in and out of his mental illness, and they called the police. The police came out and said, clearly, yeah, this man is mentally disturbed. Let's check him into a hospital. That's what happened. I've seen it firsthand. That man didn't check himself to a hospital because he ain't have nowhere to sleep at. That's definitely not, because that's the case. All he had to do was get on another dating site, baby, and meet somebody else like you. And he would have been up in their house. So I don't think that was it at all. I think the man was mentally ill. He was mentally gone. And when he called you up and said, I'm coming back home, that clearly stated right then and there that if you didn't know that man was sick, you should have known then. Because he called you and said he was coming back home as if nothing ever had happened ever in life. He loved his wife. He wanted to come home. And he didn't know what the hell was going on and how the hell he got out there where he was at. And that's the real truth. He needed help. Thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate everybody coming back for another video with me. Thank you for taking your time out to even watch 5 minutes of my video. Guys, it means a lot to me. I hope and pray that I feel better soon. I want to do a facial with you guys. But I'm not going to do that until I'm feeling a little better because my head is kind of stuffy and kind of cloudy, and I'm just not going to try to do that right now. I'm just going to, wait till I get better. But I just wanted to drop a video for y'all. I wanted to drop something, so I had to push myself and really get up today and say, you know what, sit down, just take your time, do a video so you can just, put some content out. Baby, the grind don't stop, even though I ain't getting paid, but I'm loyal to my subscribers that I do have already, and I will continue to keep coming back, you guys, as long as God keep on waking me up in the morning, okay? Remember to always keep it kingdom, always keep it glammed up. I love you guys, and I'm going to be quiet now.